All day, every day.
Hey man, every time I hear that beat, I'm ready, boy.
That's right.
Get me ready. Let's go.
I gotta miss you guys, man. It's been a little while.
Yes.
Money time.
Let me tell you, these lives kind of get me going, man. They won't.
Hey, we've been in a little bit of summertime. Everybody missing. I've been traveling. I apologize for being away, but I'm back in the building. Let's go.
We here. And guys, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, to our viewers. First, I'm Crypto Bam, and I want to say hello to you and thank you for joining another episode of CMM Live. We are Crypto Money Movers, and we are here to talk about this crypto game and see what's going on. But first, I have to take a second. Fellas, another week. God is good. We're still here. I love seeing.
They haven't canceled us yet. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah, I'm just wheels fall off, people. Let's get it.
I just gotta say, man, that to my brothers, I love seeing. We don't share enough. There ain't enough love amongst brothers these days. And guys, I just want to tell y'all, man, I love y'all. I love seeing y'all on here. And let's take a second. Let's go around the horn. We're going to kick this thing off the one and only Vin Rock. So say what's up to the people, man.
Oh, there we go.
Already know you, boy, Vin Roxel, a.k.a. the people's champ, a.k.a. midlife priceless.
Let's go.
A.k.a. the middle-aged multi.
Do it.
A.k.a. the black Bruce Wayne. Let's get it.
Don't stop.
We in here. Crypto night.
Oh, Chris is nice.
Oh, I think
is
you
done.
muted.
You're muted, Mike.
You muted.
We're gonna go.
I muted myself. I took myself out the game.
You don't want to hear yourself.
Over here talking to a whole bunch of nobody. Hey, it is Crypto Night. Crypto Night, the only known weakness is Superman. Superman being your almighty dollar. And guess what, though? I am also a knight to protect you of your crypto wallet. We're here to inform you, educate you, and put you on game when it comes to this crypto market. Hey, I'm back, and let's get it going. Crypto Night in the building.
I don't know if I'm excited you're back or sad. I don't know. We gonna see.
You're gonna see as it goes.
Crypto Murph, say what's up, man.
Hey, it's exciting times in crypto, guys. I'm on the edge of my seat. Let me tell you, this week, there's so much news, so much economic information coming out that, if you're into the technicals and fundamentals of all these markets, it's probably got you literally like a little kid on Christmas. And your boy is already dialed in, looking to bring you guys some picks, some alphas. We're going to revisit a few things that we already put out to you. But let me tell you, as I always say, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news.
Let's go.
Hey, there it is. And last but not least, our very own Nigerian Prince. Crypto God.
This dude can't help himself. He can't help himself. Crypto God. Listen, we had a change in a schedule. We know we usually go on Sundays, but we said, you know what? The people want to hear us during the week because there's too many things going on the weekends. You got football, you got other stuff going on. So we're going to move it during the week. And everybody, hopefully you can join us. New time is Tuesdays at 8. And we're here to talk crypto, man. We do law all day. We do finance all day. And at night we do crypto. Let's get it.
That's right.
Hey, well, guys, we're here. And you know what? The crypto market has been very interesting as of late, and I know everyone's hearing about it's altcoin season here. The ups, the downs. What's Bitcoin doing? What's ETH doing? And all of that. And there is a very important premise that everyone has to understand before you can jump off the deep end this altcoin season. There is a simple topic that you have to understand, and it applies now, but it will apply into the future. As you develop your crypto skills, as you tune in weekly, like, subscribe, and follow Crypto Money Movers, and that is market cap. So, fellas, we're gonna dive right in because we ain't got time to play around. It's altcoin season, baby. So, why does market cap matter in crypto? A lot of people hear the term market cap.
Yeah.
They don't really know what it means. So, Crypto Murph, if you could, as our resident crypto scientist, for lack of better words, can you please introduce the viewers to the concept of market cap? And then, guys, let's have a discussion. Why does market cap matter in cryptocurrency?
Yeah, sure, guys. I'll take a stab first. So, market cap, really, guys, it's kind of like the bloodline of a particular project. Or coin. So, it really is really if you're either investing or trading, just like any other performing asset or asset on risk on asset, whether it be stock market, whether it be crypto, whether it be foreign exchange. Market cap pretty much looks at supply and demand. So, how many coins, since we're doing crypto here, are available, and what is the price. So those two correlations kind of has a tendency to tell you what liquidity is. All these things are layered because when you have a higher market cap, typically speaking, you have a more stable project. And we know that crypto can be crazy and volatile, and you can make a lot of money, but you surely can lose a lot of money as well. So when you look at just the sentiment, right? So we're going to touch on some of this in our TA segment too. But even if we just use an example with Bitcoin, which is a dominant player in crypto, it has a 2 trillion market cap. So people feel a little bit more safe, if you will, speculating in a new capital market when you have $2 trillion that's already invested in it. So if you look at it just from a very novice level, if it's that much volume, if you will, and that much interest, and there's that much attention going into a particular asset, then more than likely it speaks to a level of not only volatility and volume and opportunity, but also security as well. Because in order for crypto or Bitcoin to get rugged, or a lot of people and a lot of things would have to crumble, which I don't think you have to worry about that. So think about market cap like a bloodline. Like it's a very rich bloodline, and obviously the same thing holds true with some of the smaller market caps, which is why when we go through our TA segments, you'll see me talk about these things. The lower and mid-level market cap projects have a tendency they can give you more return, but they also can cost you a lot more heartache and pain when they miss as well. So, those two things are kind of all correlated: price action, and then also availability or supply and demand. It's kind of like the tie with how market cap works, but a lot of layers to break down. Definitely.
So we know, right? And for the viewers, so you get the technical part, because it's important that we talk and we tell you that we know what we're talking about. You take the current coin supply and you multiply it by the price of the per coin, and that gives you the market cap number, right? So here's my question, right? When we talk about why market cap matters in crypto, Vin Roxel, you're an equities guy, so you have dealt with market cap and stocks from companies such as Nvidia, Amazon, to your smaller cap, your new startups. With market cap, is there a correlation between the size of the cryptocurrency, for example, a Bitcoin size market cap, and how much it can move, versus your very small market cap? Maybe if you're on Pump Fund looking at them joints, they got a market cap of $5,000, right?
They just made them in the basement.
How does that impact things, Vin
Let me
Roxel?
tell you about why market cap's important, right? We can start there. The thing about Bitcoin, you correct me if I'm wrong here, Bam. Again, I'm still a crypto skeptic, but I have been doing my research, is that they're not increasing that number of tokens or coins by any stretch. So the number is what the number is, which means that if you increase the number of tokens or coins, that can dilute that market, and now that dilutes the value. That's how it works in stocks. So what you don't want to do is just have unlimited shares of a stock, or in this case, unlimited coins being printed and diluting the value of your coin. The thing that's important, the thing that makes this such a interesting play is the fact that they're not creating any more coins, which makes that market cap stay. So you're not going to have a ton more coins out there. That's what I'll say about that, Bam, in terms of why I think it's important, or why Bitcoin, I think, is itself going to continue to increase in price, because they're not creating any more coins.
Well, here, and for the group, when we talk about not creating more coins, so what I hear you saying is one thing that is important to look at, viewers, if you're going to look at a project, do you buy it, how much do you pay for it, is there's more to look at than where has it peaked to and what is the current price. Sure. Because you can have a higher peak, but since then maybe 1 billion new coins have been released,
and now
which affects the market cap and how high it can go, right?
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
tied directly into that is the concept of token burns,
Correct.
right? And guys, I guess, do you think when DGen or Cardano says, hey, we're going to go and next month we're actually going to go burn 500 million of the outstanding tokens, generally that's a bullish sign for that particular project, right?
Yeah, that is correct. So to that point, guys, just think about it, just as simple math. If there's only 10 of something and we take 3 away, then the people, and everyone only has 1. All the people who have 1 only have 1. They don't have more than 1. If we take 3 of the 10 away, the value as well as demand for those, remaining 7 just went up. And that's kind of like what happens alongside a lot of these crypto projects too, is when we look at, their market cap, we also can, as an investor, we kind of use that as a risk assessment tool too. Because what we know is that there's halvings, and there's times when, if it's in stocks, they have splits and things that really affect price action and value. So there are some people who only invest in projects that may have these type of dynamics around their ecosystem, or around, burns, if you will, the common phrase you'll hear in crypto, or some of these projects that come out and they'll give you what's called the tokenomics. So they'll say, look, the first 12 months, we're going to have unleash X amount of supply. They garner all the attention. Everybody says, hey, this price point. Then they'll say, we'll have a token burn that happens quarterly, which then the intent behind that is for those individuals who invested early, for their value to never be diluted, because the more people that buy, they also burn that much, right? So if you look at it, it's almost like stairs. They're constantly going up, proportional to each other. And those are the type of things you want to look for when you're looking at cryptocurrency projects, especially right now, in a lot of the speculative space that we're in, going into what we assume will be a super cycle, if you will. So,
well, so you guys, let's just touch base on a couple of things, because when you say burn a coin, just so that there's clarity, that's terminology that we may be familiar with in the space, but so everyone knows, let's kind of break that down and tell them what that means in regards to what we're speaking in regards to market cap. We understand there's a finite number of coins when it comes out, unlike the stock market where they can add more stock. But what does it mean to burn a coin? And also when there's a finite amount that maybe in coins are burned, can you elaborate a little bit more on what happens, Max?
Yeah, so the project, the dev team or development team of a project, what they do is almost like to appease or appeal to their investors or traders in their project, is burn a coin means pretty much they take a supply. And I used the example earlier of just 10 for round numbers. So let's say if the dev team is controlling, for this scenario, 100. They may have 20 that they have, or they have created, just pretty much to sell off to people like you and I. Well, once they hit a certain threshold or number, they may say, you know what, because we want to reward our early investors and people who trade in our project, we're not going to keep 20 in our kitty or in our depository. We're going to cut that supply 10%, or cut 10 of those. So what they just did was they just created more demand. They just increased the price for all the holders who already have that. So when I say burn it, it's just pretty much a crypto jargon of getting rid of, or kind of that's not manipulating. They're not trying to take it and hold it for later. It's pretty much taking it and throwing it out into cyberspace, if you will, like that place where your stuff goes when you get rugged and you can't find it, and you invest in the wrong stuff. That's where that goes too. So it's a way of incentivizing their loyalists and the people who want to invest and trade in those particular projects. And so
I would say, think about it like this, right? Because a lot of people who are new to crypto, matter of fact, yeah, I was in a mediation today, right, on a case, and the mediator asked me, he found out, oh, you do crypto, blah blah blah, and he's like, well, can you show me? And I was like, well, show you a Gemini? Like, he's like, no, like yeah, can you show me your crypto? Like, can you pull it out and physically show me? So a lot of people are still, when you're new, and it's okay, because we all were like this. So to the viewers, if you're still struggling with trying to get this grasp of like internet money, think about it like this. if I have $21 bills and I set 5 of them on fire
Exactly.
so that nobody can ever get them, they're gone forever.
Right, they're burned.
That is what a crypto burn is, which is except your control. Y'all all have backspace and delete it on your damn computer. You send that drunk text message, and then before you hit send, you're like, let me back up and delete it. It's gone. Okay, that's what happens. All right. So, guys, what is a common misconception, right, when we think about market cap? I would start by saying that I think the one common misconception that people have when it comes to market cap is they think that the bigger the market cap,
correct,
the more it can actually grow in terms of percentage wise. And we know that the biggest market cap right now is what? Bitcoin, right? But that doesn't mean if Bitcoin is $116,000 per coin right now at a market cap of 2.3 trillion, it takes a lot of freaking work to make that market cap double because it's so freaking big.
That's right.
So when you look at your smaller market caps, where maybe the market cap is 50 million, 100 million, those are coins where sometimes you could see a 100x in the market cap go to 1 billion because it's easier to go from 100 million to a billion than from 2.3 billion to 4.6. Right. So I would say that's one. But guys, jump in. Crypto.
So basically what you're saying is that when it comes to the more solid projects, whether it be a Bitcoin, Ethereum, or something like that, those are solid projects that can see increases, that are still going to be good increases. You might see 10%, you might see 5%, you might see 20% on any given day, but it's not going to be that double. They're not going to go from 1 trillion to 2 trillion. So with the misconception of, when it comes to the misconception of market cap, I think sometimes people don't understand the fact that the solid coins won't go up on a percentage basis as much, but a lot of times they will be steady. They will be consistent. They will be something that is a little bit harder to lose money in. When it comes to those other coins that could potentially double, triple, quadruple in prices, those coins are a little bit more volatile. They don't have as much money invested in them as at the time, but they do also have the better potential for growth when it comes to growing your money. So just make sure that you look at the projects like that. Know that some of the more secure coins like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, those coins are going to be more solid. Those coins are going to grow with a smaller percentage rate than some of the other coins. And that's why we're speaking about altcoin season and this, that, and the third, because a lot of the altcoins have a larger potential to grow a higher percentage. And so just be aware of that when it comes to market cap.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Who was that? I can go real quick. So for example, as far as common misconception, because a lot of times we look at cryptocurrency, since it's about money, we look at market cap, and when we look at the larger market caps, we say, well, there's more money in this. Maybe this is what I should invest in, right? So that's a common misconception because, like someone just said, it takes a lot to double like a Bitcoin or whatever. It takes a lot just to move a Bitcoin. Right? Not just double, just to move it. A lot has to happen. A lot of people have to get involved for you to actually move it just a little bit. So that's why when Bitcoin drops, a little bit or drops, a few percentage points, something larger is happening because it takes so much more to move that. Now, the smaller markets, right? This is where you eat, right? This is where you go into the charts and you look at the smaller markets. They might not be as, as substantial as the Bitcoin or, either something like that. And you might look down on it, but this is where you actually eat because it doesn't take that much to move those margins, right? You want to be able to get into those margins, look at the, the highs, the lows, and anything can move those things, right? Anything can move them. And some of these projects don't even have any utilities, right? So you're moving based on the news, based on, a CEO getting hired or, our president doing some BS, in the market that would cause those coins to move. So those coins,
your president.
Your president. I don't know why I say our. It's definitely your president. It's definitely my bad. It's definitely your president. So it takes, it doesn't take that much to move those coins, but I mean, you can actually make way more money if you invest in those coins, even though they're smaller market caps and smaller projects, because they have more of a potential to do triple, 10x, 20x, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the downside, of course, is it's a little bit riskier, right? That's why we had a whole show on risk management. You don't want to invest more than you can afford, but when those coins go, they go. So that's the misconception I get from that, from the market.
So Crypto God is like a fight, right? So, you know, you big burly got muscles. Every time we on the show, your shirt is all tight.
Your shirt's tight.
Why?
If you sneeze, your shirt just busts open in the back, right? and then take me, okay? Me, like I get a breeze under my shirts. There's extra space, right?
There's extra space.
So to the viewers, and if you haven't yet, let me say this before I bring it home for you on this issue. Like, subscribe, and tune in, man. We're gonna have a good time every week, okay? But it would be the difference between someone trying to push you, Crypto God, which requires a lot more force, a lot more weight for that push, than maybe moving me, because I'm a little smaller and it doesn't take as much energy to push me, right? Big cap, little cap.
Right. I mean, that's a perfect analogy, and it takes, you might not be as heavy to push or whatever, but when you fall, you're going to fall hard. So you're going to eat more from the smaller caps. Is the whole point.
Good point. And
Graham, let me jump in.
Outside of the fact that he's fluffy.
If we weren't really in a very time-sensitive marketplace right now, guys, I probably would just kind of let this marinate. But I think it's very important that I jump in here with the misconception of market cap. Twofold. First of all, a lot of times people think, based off even the conversations we just recently had, that larger market caps equates to utility. Let me tell you this. Dogecoin, which everybody's familiar with, and I refer to that because it's a very common place, whether you're in crypto for for a while, or you just get into it. Everyone's heard that term, the Dogecoin project. Dogecoin has zero utility, but it has one of the largest market caps in crypto.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
huge.
Nothing, right? And you're going to see that across the board as you on your journey and your learnings, that every project, even though it may have a larger market cap, does not have utility. It may be a part of a meme sector or narrative or any other narrative that people just flock to, right? That's one. The more important one is, I want you really to tune in here. Circulating supply. Market cap can be really broken down a couple different ways. Just because, so let's just say, for instance, crypto money movers, and maybe you go with me, I'm freestyling this. We may come out with 1,000, or let's say 1 billion coins, right? And we're going to offer them. We may only sell 1,000 and sell them at, let's say, $1 or $100, or let's say $1 for that. Because we got 1 billion coins, we're only going to sell 1,000, right? So our circulating supply is only 1,000. Our market cap is 1 billion. Why? Because we have 1 billion coins, but only 1,000 are in circulation. That's called manipulating or kind of playing around with the valuation, right? So when I go through things like, market capitalization and some of this stuff, if it goes over your head, guys, don't worry. We're here to protect you. That's exactly why you have to tune in and be disciplined and show up here, because we're going to make sure you don't, if any of this stuff kind of seems a little overwhelming, we're going to explain it to you and try to give it to you in layman's terms. So,
man, who the hell picked the graphic that said if shares were patties? Is this SpongeBob?
Right. Yeah, so
that's more with some Krabby Patties. Ladies and gentlemen, if shares were Krabby Patties, Lord have
it's a simple and basic understanding. Also, guys, to Max's point, we have videos on the difference between utility and meme coins and how that breaks down. So go check those videos out, and we break that down too. If you were speaking over your head on a couple of things, we definitely have videos that break these things down. So just go back to our page, and you can check out some of those shorts that we have that will break down, the difference between utility and meme coins and some of this terminology that you may not understand.
So fellas, before we move forward, 2 quick points. Okay. Well, I love being the host. I just get to throw out points. So first point for the viewers, we are a group. We Crypto Money Mover, CMM. Crypto Murph gave an example. If you happen to see a CMM coin or something like that, that ain't us. We ain't got no project. I gotta make that clear. We ain't launching no coins, no projects, no nothing.
We won't call you and ask you for money. You won't be all that. Real serious once this stuff takes off.
Matter of fact, while we on here, Vin Rock, so go check Pump Fund and see if somebody launched a CMM coin with a big muscle neck African as the damn emoji or something. But no, I say all that to say one last point on market cap before we need to jump into TA. I think this is a very important segment. Is market cap, ladies and gentlemen, you got to remember, you're going to hear a couple of terms: large cap, mid cap, small cap.
Yep.
So when you hear those terms, large cap is 10 billion and higher. The market cap is 10 billion and higher. Mid cap is your 1 billion to 10 billion or 9, whatever that number is, below 10 billion. And then your small caps are going to be the ones that are $1 billion and down. Okay. So that's how you note the terminology. And guys, without any further ado, man, the market is popping and we got some stuff we got to talk about. We got some watchers, some viewers asked some questions recently. So it's time for your favorite segment and ours, technical analysis.
What's up, good people? It's your boy Crypto Murph, and as I always tell you, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. So we're back here, and I will be the first to tell you guys we're really at that point in the space where anything could happen at any time. And I probably said this about a week or two ago when we were on the live, but the more we take steps in those directions, the more things are very, very time sensitive. You need to be locked in. So I don't think it's to any surprise that we start here on our landing page at CoinMarketCap. And if you haven't noticed, or if you've been actually consistent, which I've been encouraging you guys to be, you should be visiting CoinMarketCap landing page at least once daily. And you notice they kind of reformatted things. And I actually like what they've done, especially leading into kind of Q4 and where it looks like things are going, because they really highlighted some things I think are very, very, very beginner friendly. They've kind of given you explanations as to some technical and fundamental things that I think will help along your journey too. So, we'll jump right in and look at just one of those particular things. And I've highlighted here what upcoming events may impact crypto. Guys, I can't express to you the importance of tomorrow's meeting with the Federal Reserve. And I'm going to touch on it very, very briefly because I don't want to confuse anyone. But our Federal Reserve is meeting tomorrow, and they're going to decide on interest rates. Interest rates really have a direct effect on pretty much all the capital markets in the U.S., which ultimately affects the global capital markets, right? So what we're anticipating as investors and traders is that there will be a rate cut. There's been some speculation that maybe even a double point rate cut. My personal sentiments are a quarter of a point, right? I don't want to jump. I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I don't want to, dig too deep and completely go off the beaten path about why I think it's better for a quarter versus a half. But if we look here on CoinMarketCap, it gives you really a deep dive of upcoming events for the week. So if you, just kind of like you plan your week out, your personal, your work week, you can kind of look and see, okay, where and when do I need to really be dived and tuned in to see what's happening. If you see here on the 16th and the 17th, you have the Federal Reserve meeting tomorrow. Usually Chairman Powell comes out around 2 and gives his briefing and kind of announce it. The markets will tell you before then pretty much what they decided on, because they already kind of have some insights and some spillover, if you will. So if you pull up your CEX, your centralized exchanges tomorrow, you may see, we're fingers crossed, we're hoping a very bullish move tomorrow after the Fed cuts. But crypto's been one to kind of throw us off and throw us for a loop. So don't be surprised if there's some kind of what I call, split second where the market's kind of digesting the news before you see an actual move. But that's kind of one of the things that CoinMarketCap has done. And as I always show you guys, you want to make sure you have a general idea of what the market sentiments are too. So if I click up here and you are really learning, you can kind of look at fear and greed index, which we go over every week. We look at altcoin season, which we see is moving more favorable in the direction that we want it to go in.
I love that 71. I gotta say, I couldn't hold it. I was waiting. I couldn't hold it. I was like, I love that 71.
Listen, things are lining up, especially with fear and greed. Because fear and greed, you want that neutral because you don't have really. If you think about anything, if it's in the middle, it's not biased to either side. So that's what we want, especially with Bitcoin being being known to wreck the party. So anyway, make sure that literally right now, especially in the sensitivity of what we're going through, that you're visiting CoinMarketCap literally every day. Check out market sentiments. Check out upcoming events that can impact crypto because you don't want to be jumping into a project when it just got some bad news. So let's jump into TradingView. We're going to go over 3 things. So we're going to start with BTC, which is Bitcoin, because of the importance of Bitcoin affecting all of our alt season and alt bags. And then we had a request from one of our viewers about HBAR. I'm going to take a look at HBAR and I'm going to give you my sentiments on it. And we're going to go and revisit the AVAX trade that I told you guys. And we're going to pull those up and just kind of chart them and tell you kind of what we see for those. So let's jump right on over to TradingView. And what we have here is Bitcoin on our 3-day time frame. And when I'm looking at this time frame, you notice kind of a macro uptrend. There is a lot of bullish momentum here. There are some things that kind of give me some kind of a caution as well. We have some strong support, but we have the potential to retrace even after maybe some Fed cut news, which could, really serve as a fake out for the market. These things happen, but I don't think in this situation, based off how the charts are shaping up, that it necessarily will. But be cautious because, as I always tell you, be open-minded. This market will wreck you. The second you think you got it figured out, they'll throw you a curveball. So when I'm looking at the 3-day chart, I see some very bullish momentum on Bitcoin, which ultimately affects all of our alt bags. You're not going to be in crypto and Bitcoin is tanking. You're going to be making money because it's too big of a player in our market space. So with that being said, I always start with Bitcoin when I'm doing my TA. Bitcoin looks solid. And now I'm going to go first to AVAX, which is what I gave you guys, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And if I recall correctly, you guys, there's receipts on this. You guys can go back and tell me if I'm misquoting. I gave it to you around 24-ish, 25-ish on AVAX. And I said it will take some time. So I'm going to show it to you on the daily and show you kind of where you are and where you would be. So the last time I visited AVAX on our live and put a call out for this based off my technical analysis, we were in a bullish pennant, which we still are. Well, actually, we broke out of it, if you see here. And let me highlight this so you guys don't have to squint. If you see here, we think around here-ish is what I gave you the call. And I even drew a little squiggly line. I said, we'll probably do something like this, create a head and shoulder, and then shoot out of this little rectangle. And lo and behold, we did. So had you bought it, and it's going to take a little while, guys, when you have a lot of volatility, especially with economic data, world events happening, crypto is going to have some up and downs. But what you'll see if you bought when we put the call out, or even consider it, your money, your choice. I think you were buying in somewhere around 24, 25. We've already broken out of this bullish flag and on our way to our target. My target still remains around $38. And I think that's very, very modest.
Man, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy of your calls. We're not worthy of your calls.
And I can tell you this, I have a little idea because I'm so excited about these alts finally starting to take off. And again, this is, just based off the charts. It's not, I don't get, invited on the show to tell you, my thoughts, my feelings. I go strictly off the charts, So with that being said, I have a couple coins that I'll also be bringing to the group in upcoming weeks as they start to look a little bit more prime and ripe. But I don't want to give them to you prematurely and you go jump in and throw your money and say, Crypto Murph over there, CMM.
They're coming for you, Crypto Murph. They're coming for you.
That shilling coins that ain't doing nothing.
But I tell you what, so far, they made more money than they would lose. So I think we're batting 100 now if you just want to be technical. So, look.
And I hope to give y'all another banger. But let's There was a viewer that asked about HBAR, so I'm gonna pull up HBAR. And before I get into my breakdown on it, let me just tell you guys, my sentiments is that all assets that are U.S. based, which HBAR is, I think they will be, when we start to really take off, whenever that time comes, U.S. based cryptos, I think based off just everything we've been doing so far, I think will lead the charge. I think our administration and our government over here is very, very big on our biases and making sure that all our assets perform at a high level and they perform first. So HBAR to me looks very, very right. It's a very slow moving, stable, conservative coin. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think of a good stock that would be similar to, because I don't want to give, it's not as sexy as an Apple or a Tesla.
Maybe like an IBM, make an IBM crypto
You know what?
That's
Thanks,
it.
Then you nailed it. You nailed it. Let me make sure I get back here so I give you guys the right contract too. That's exactly what it is. It would be a modern day IBM. Like, you know, it's going to be around. It's been around forever. It's US backed. The government loves it.
Go up slow, steady. You're not going to lose your money. Yeah.
Correct.
Venrock, so you sound like somebody who gets excited about buying Dow Industrial 30 stocks. I just want to
tell you something. I get excited about buying all stocks. Be clear on that.
Right. So
I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy about HBAR. HBAR has had a little bit of movement because it was down to what, maybe 20 cents or even below that.
Right,
lower than that. Yeah.
So, I mean, right here, if you look at the charts in June 25th, we were at 12 and some change. Like, we hit 12 and some change. Yeah. So So definitely. And I'll tell you the first thing that sticks out about this, and I'll show you guys this. Don't beat yourself up about trying to identify these patterns. The reason why, if you're ultra conservative and you want something that's a high market cap, it pretty much is almost, fail proof outside of just god awful things happening in all the capital markets. HBAR may be for you is because it's in a very what's called bullish pattern, which is the cup and handle. I'll show you this little chart here. And this is one of the things we look for, especially long term. This is kind of your cup. And if I'm drawing your handle, and I'll show you the measured move as well, you kind of look at something like this. Sorry about that, guys. Your measured move would be on, and it comes out of the handle. It has a measured move, the base of the cup, which would be to the neckline, which would be right in here. You're looking at somewhere, with it, and you can see here our green candle is starting to break out. You're probably looking at somewhere close to about 51 cents, which a lot of KOLs are feeling the same way. I think HBAR going to 50 cents is very, very modest, especially with understanding the narrative, understanding who's behind it, and understanding who's going to make sure it doesn't fail, and kind of where and what HBAR represents in the crypto space. So, for those, that person in particular who's looking at HBAR, this is our TA on HBAR and what I see. Obviously, you may have a little bit of retracement here because, again, we can't guarantee price or timeframes. But the way things are shaping up, you have Fed meeting tomorrow. You have rate cuts more than I think they're priced in like 90% chance there will be at least a rate cut. And then that's going to really penetrate and drive all the capital markets tomorrow. So if you're not in, it might be a good time to consider. Again, non-financial advice, do what you want, your money, your decisions. But
can I, Crypto Murph, can I throw out one thing about HBAR before you move on to the next project? So one thing about HBAR that has been attractive to me, again, not financial advice or anything. I have a big bag of HBAR. What I have seen, and especially going back to November when President Trump was elected and a bunch of coins went astronomical and blah, blah. HBAR is modest in its pumps.
That's right.
And very reserved in its dumps, unlike a lot of other big projects, right? So, yes, you're going to hear a lot, ladies and gentlemen, about altcoin season and this and when to get out and blah, blah, blah. But do you believe, and again, man, I don't know if this is TA, but do you think, and when you think of HBAR, is that a project that, let's say, hypothetically, you got in late?
Yep.
And hypothetically, you didn't sell on the way up and got caught. But it's a safe one. It's a safer one long term, right? There are projects that you can buy and I'm stuck, and your money is a little more secure than say buying Dog of Hat or something like that.
Correct. Correct. I think you nailed it. I mean, if I had to just be, honest about it. H bar is like a boring, predictable girlfriend. Like you know she ain't gonna cheat on you. Like you ain't gonna have so much fun with H bar. Like you know she's gonna be at home. She's gonna do the right thing. She's gonna make it go to the bar. You can park your money. You can build a family structure around that. It's like anchor. You know,
Hey.
Can't take you guys nowhere.
Listen.
God damn.
And this is where we need that comments of Crypto Murph is his of his alone.
You can put your money here and feel good. Like you gonna come home, ain't nobody gonna be in your bed. She gonna be there too. This is kind of H bar, if you will. And there's not a lot. Let me tell you, there's not a lot of H bars in the crypto space. You out here in the so when you find one,
you gotta hold on.
It's a real for your portfolio.
Hold on.
Not you hold on to.
Gotta hold on. Hey, that's why I always invested. I thought HBAR has always been an awesome project because even when it went down, I felt very confident it would come back up. Yeah. So just understand, like HBAR went down for a minute, but she coming back home. She gonna be at home. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she went to a mama house, you know. she wasn't at another dude house. She was at a mama house. I promise you, she wasn't out there cheap. She wasn't out there cheap.
All right. So I hope you guys, for the viewer who asked about HBAR, and here's what I'll tell you before I kick it back up the studio. If you have questions about a project, please, I urge of you, especially right now. I've said that enough. So I hope that was a hint. Hint, hint. Put your requests in the chat. We'll get to them as soon as we can. And definitely try to cover them on the show so you have some intel as to what we're seeing. And again, these are picks that I bounce off of the 4 communities with thousands of people on them. So it's just not just me sitting over here, you know, doing a full top-down analysis. It's multiple brains and eyes looking at this too. So with that being said, guys, I hope I didn't offend anyone. And if I did, thanks to you. Anyway, I'm gonna kick it back over to the studio. Your boy Crypto, as always, Crypto Murph, as I always tell you. Show me the charts and I tell you the news, baby.
Man, hey, Crypto Murph. Hey, first of all, thank you for the TA, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
let me tell y'all,
yes,
there's one thing that you all have to understand if you're watching, right? And one reason why you should like, subscribe, and tune in weekly, okay, is the amount of time, effort, and energy, right? And we joke, we're friends, we roast each other, we say inappropriate stuff sometimes. I told you, we're a group of friends who did this weekly and decided to just let everyone join in, right? But the amount of time, effort, and energy that Crypto Murph has put into learning how to chart, learning how to read it, a cup and handle. Maybe we need to do a whole segment on what a cup and handle is and why it's such a good thing, right? These are skills that are acquired from multiple bull cycles, from a lot of analytics, and Crypto Murph takes his time to share it, not just with us as his homeboys, right? And we're very grateful for that, but with you all as viewers, and do it for free. Mm-hmm. Right. He learned it. He lost money learning. Like that's how you learn, right? So I just want to say all that to say, the least you can do, and what we're asking you, like, subscribe, send Crypto Money Movers to your people, man, and say, yo, this cast is cool. Crypto Murph, he's sharing, and encourage people to like, subscribe, so we can really get this going. I do want to go to Vin Roxel for 1 second, and I wanted to ask you, Vin Roxel, because of your entrenched background in equities markets, right, and stock markets. And we know that crypto market, equities market, different things, but effectively there's a lot of attachment at the hip. Definitely. Historically speaking, right? And we've got this potential rate cut tomorrow after a bunch of time asking. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Mm-hmm. What have you normally seen from the markets in response to not just a rate cut, but people have been longing for a rate cut, and they haven't gotten it, and then they finally get it. What happens with the markets generally in what you've experienced?
So I'm going to go 2 ways with this one. One you're going to expect, one you're not. The first thing is, without a doubt, rate cuts are bullish for the market.
Yes.
It is what it is, right? The cheaper the money is, the more money that flows in, more stocks that are bought. Rate cuts are good for the market. That's in the long term and as they continue. There is a small possibility that when you wait this long for the rate cut, that they're priced in, meaning the entire market has said, we expected this cut 3 months ago, 2 months ago, last month. And now they've already priced the short rate cuts for certain equities, right? And so you might not get the bullish jump immediately that you would think. But be clear, long-term rate cuts are a benefit to the market. They are bullish sentiment. In no way does cheaper money become a detriment to the market. Just now, put it out there. Right?
Now follow-up question for you, Vin Roxel, right? Because people can hear rate cut, oh, it's bullish for the market, etc. But are rate cuts in and of themselves, and for the viewers, if you're watching this, you're going to log off and you're going to go look at some crypto, right? Because you want to make some money. So we're trying to help you be safe. That's why we have these discussions. But Vin Roxel, there is chatter, particularly in the cryptocurrency circles, okay, the ones that we're in, where a 0.25% rate cut versus a double rate cut. A lot of analysts are saying that if they do a double rate cut, that might potentially be bad for markets because it's a sign that, oh, shoot, the government is really worried about the economy, which makes people want to be safer with their money. When the people ain't worried, they're more reckless with their money and they go buy Thanold and Mandy Coin and all this. Okay.
Only you buy that Thanold. We take that. That's only crypto man. I'm about no Thanold. That's all I do.
So question for you then. So and we're going to get the craziest things, but you know, is a rate cut a sign of weakness in an economy, or is this one where maybe President Trump, who's been pushing, says, look, a rate cut will make it cheaper to borrow money and it will allow people to spend more money because they can borrow it cheaper. Can I get your thoughts on that, sir?
So I'm gonna give my personal opinion, but I will say this. For the first time in the last, I want to say 6 months, the sentiment in terms of the polling for the possibility of a recession has ticked up. And it's ticked up not tremendous, but enough to cause a little bit of a concern regarding whether what they consider a double rate cut would be seen as the government protecting us from the downside from recession. Now that's what the polls have said in terms of this possible recession, which I don't think is going to happen, right? And it's still a very small percentage that they're saying of the possibility. For me personally, in my experience, I want that. I want the double rate cut first. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm a capitalist.
Give it all.
Listen, I have access to and I like to trade with other people's money, meaning that I can go and on leverage. And I know they say I've said don't leverage. I know what I'm doing. I'll trade on leverage. I want that money cheap, right? So that's right. For me, I want the double rate cut. I'll deal with the implications later. Let's get that money coming in this thing. I'm a capitalist. I'm not just a Republican Democrat. I'm a capitalist. Right. Let's get them rates down as low as possible. Right. Let's get this money flowing in.
You said we'll figure it out.
So we can figure out what we're doing.
Listen, the last thing I'm gonna say is this: I know Trump been pushing and beating pound to death trying to get these rate cuts. Listen, I'm with him. Cut them damn rates. Let's go. Drive my stocks higher. I am a capitalist.
Vin Rock. So I was talking with Crypto Knight earlier. He said that if they don't do a double rate cut, he will loan you the money at the double rate cut level. Okay.
The kind of money I'm leveraging, let's do it. We're talking multiple things. We're coming in with these rate cuts.
Crypto Knight loan and trust over there.
The whole thing.
All right, guys. So, we've had a great show so far. We've talked about rate cuts. We've talked about market cap, things that are important. But now it's time, and speaking of rate cuts, I think Crypto God, let me know. Well, let me know. I see you smile. I see him smile. My boy's smiling. It's time for the craziest thing we've seen in crypto today. Hey, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed, but today is the first day that Crypto Bam actually wore a decent shirt.
I did.
God damn, hold on.
It looks horrible.
Hey, man.
I got a Polo Associate shirt on. Polo
We're
Association
in one of the
shirt.
most craziest markets known to man. And he got the boringest shirt known to man on the line.
Look,
Anyway,
man,
go ahead.
I just want to. I grew up in an era where sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me, y'all. So you say what you want about my shirt. So craziest thing in crypto today, it goes back to rate cuts. Okay. As we know, literally within the next, I don't know, I'm counting a couple of hours, we can expect a decision to be made. People think there's going to be a rate cut. But the craziest thing I saw in crypto today is somehow, after months and months and months, as you heard earlier, of Trump just beating the hell out of Jerome Powell,
Beat his ass.
calling him out on Truth Social, dropping the people's elbow like the Dwayne The Rock Johnson on Jerome Powell, saying cut the rates.
Beat him with the ass.
After going and finding a way to say, I'm going to remove one of the Fed members over some mortgage fraud, which we don't know is fraud or not. We just know that
At all.
her ass got hemmed up and she's suing people and stuff, okay? After all of this, we've got a Trump advisor named Stephen Moran. And the day before the rate cut meeting where Trump has been just, I don't know, hitting him with the rock bottom, Trump manages to get the U.S. Senate to confirm his own advisor as a Fed governor.
Yes.
This shit is ballistic, y'all. Like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude. Like Jerome Powell, to his credit, okay, whether you like him, whether you don't, whether you think when he comes out milly whopping only to like tank the markets, okay? Jerome Powell has he stood firm, man. He stood on his 2 feet. He said, I don't care what you do, Trump. It ain't time for a rate cut. And he is with him. He is taking everything. Y'all remember when Rocky let the big Russian punch him and beat him down on purpose? Only to come back in the end saying, I got some juice in the tank. And Trump said, okay, Powell, I can't knock you out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Senate to put my guy on so that I can win by 1 vote.
Right. We're going to make it hell.
So the craziest thing in crypto today is the president finds a way to hem up one Fed governor and then replace someone who stepped away because they couldn't take it anymore with his own person and says, Jerome Powell, I don't care what you say. We're going to outvote you now. And the Senate did it. And what I'm laughing. It's so hard to even say. It's so hard to even think about the concept of saying this stuff. Have someone with a political background. I'm over here like, I know I don't smoke weed. I must be high reading that Yahoo News article. But the craziest thing in crypto, of course, is Trump putting his own former advisor into the Fed the day before, not the week before, not the month before.
Crypto Bam. What? Let me tell you something, Crypto Bam. All I know is 2026 is going to be rate cuts, racks on racks on racks.
Yo.
It's going to be racks on racks with the rate cuts in 2026.
These boys let the raw come in, boy. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's about to be.
This money gonna get so cheap. It's gonna be flooding the market. Racks on racks on racks.
Bro,
you cut remix.
If you pay attention in Miami, you're gonna see a shitload of 5'9" fat dudes with some models walking around because everybody rich mess around with them hoes. They were like, bro, how y'all? Don't worry, don't ask no questions.
Hey, I'll tell you this, facts. If things proceed, if you can get your own person on the Fed within 24 hours of the Fed rate cut meeting, like Trump did, and get a whole United States Senate to confirm it so you could get your rate cut, Dude, I promise you, you're going to be able to borrow money from the bank to buy a house. Viewers, listen to this. I am confident that if you can prove to the bank that you own some World Liberty Finance, which is a Trump company,
Right.
if you can prove you own at least one WLFI coin, and you can, Jesus,
Melania coin or Trump coin.
you got some Melania coin, some Trump coin, and you ordered a 3-piece strips from Popeyes, you're probably going to be able to borrow money for like 1%.
I'm priced to get 12 rate cuts in 2026.
You're going to be able to borrow money.
Racks on racks with rate cuts.
Yo. Hey, Vin Roxel, you're going to be able to borrow money at like negative 5% interest. So for every 100,000,
I'm going to be leveraging at that point.
You know, the crazy part about this whole thing is that we say this shit in jest, but in reality, this is real. Oh, we are getting real advice. Like it jokingly, no, it's serious. So if you really, I promise you, if you listen to the advice that we have, you're going to get some true nuggets, some true information that is going to make you money as soon as that percentage goes down. I'm
absolutely,
telling you,
absolutely.
we're gonna be able to put some money in your pocket.
2026 is a game changer, man.
Hey.
We multiple exit up, man. You know it.
Hey, look, and I'm telling y'all something. We're down to about to be 4 minutes, so I want to go around the horn speed round. But first, I do want to say this: is that if you are not, you ain't got to have a true social account. Politics don't matter, and when it comes to making money, make your damn money, people.
Facts.
If you watch and make your money, right? If you're not following what Eric Trump, what the White House, World Liberty Fi, if you're not following what they're doing in crypto and planning accordingly, you are missing out. And we don't want any people. If you, I almost said the F word. If you rock with crypto money movers, yeah, we can't say
like
that.
we haven't said the F word on here before. Are you serious?
We want you to make as much money as possible and change your life, your family's life, be able to do stuff in your community, man. So politics don't matter on this stage. We talk about making money. So real quick, guys, we're going to go around the horn approximately 20, 30 seconds each. First, I do want to kick this thing to Crypto Knight. Your last comments, man. Let them hear it.
My last comments are real simple. If you look at our TA from the time we started, we are 100%. I'm not guaranteeing we're going to be 100% every time, but that's free advice. Tune in, subscribe. Crypto Murph has been 100% since the time we started doing TA. So check in with us. We're going to give you the best information, and we're looking forward to you coming back. Yeah, it's hard to be to 100%. There are a lot of people that speak about crypto. I guarantee you there are very few that are 100%. Tune in.
All right, Crypto Murph, last words.
Guys, as I've been saying the last couple of weeks, I hope your bags are packed because, this is the warning. We've been waiting for it. And you won't get woken up in your middle of sleep and say, hey, that crypto train, it's outside. This ain't your Uber. It ain't gonna let you know when it's about to pull up. So, lock in, tune in, like, subscribe. We'll be here once a week. Make sure you look at anything that we put out, because if there's something time sensitive, we'll make sure you have that in real time too. But like I always tell you, thank you. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news. There's about to be a lot of it.
Crypto God, last words. I want to save in Roxel.
You're saving Roxel, okay.
I want to save in Roxel.
Real quick, I know we have. I'm not sure. I know we have some new viewers today. I'm looking at the data here. We have some new viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. We have a good show every week. We've been friends for about 20 years, man. What you see is authentic. We didn't put this group together for this show. We did this for a year before we decided, let's put this information out there, because a lot of people in our communities aren't watching cryptocurrency. They're not making money in this market, and they're missing out, just like we've always missed out, because certain group of people like to keep kind of keep things to themselves. So we want to make sure everybody's involved. And if you did not understand Crypto Murph is TA, join the club, right? I have advanced degrees. I graduated from law school with honors. I still don't know what the hell this man be saying, but I'm following every week. I'm getting better. And if you follow every week, you're going to get better and you're going to understand it. And it's going to come easier to you. So thank you for joining us. See you next week.
Vin Roxel, 20 seconds. Last words.
Quick. I'm a capitalist. Being a capitalist, it has nothing to do with political. It's just where the money's made. So what I'm going to say is this. We on this show, we do this for free. Like and subscribe because we believe there's enough for everybody to win. Now, I'm going to be a little bit different than everybody else. I'm going to say if you don't show up, you don't subscribe, that's all right because I'm still going to win. I'll tell you this. We're going to be here. Right. We're going to give you the way. We're going to coins. We're gonna have the TA. We're gonna talk this thing and have everybody making money together because that's the point. But if you choose not to show up, that's on you. Listen, don't affect my accounts. That's it. Let's go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you for tuning in. Vin Roxel, trust me, we've been dealing with that ego forever. But we love him to death anyway. And you watching, we love you too. And we want you to tune in again. The goal of this is we've been doing this. We've been meeting every week for the longest. And we've been making money. And we want you to make money. But more importantly, we want you to, A, know what you're doing. We want you to be safe and balance risk. And we want you to be able to share it with other people in your circle. Because when you rock with people, you help other people grow wealth. So on behalf of Crypto Money Movers, man, I'm Crypto Bam. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, please, if you haven't, like this video, man. Go ahead, just take 5 seconds. Hit a like, help us with the YouTube algorithm. Y'all already know how they do, right? It is what it is. We got all us on here. I don't know another show that looked like this one for more than one reason. Okay, but no, y'all like, subscribe, man. Share this. Tell your people to tune in. We're gonna have fun. We're different, and above all, we actually truly appreciate you tuning in. So until next time, guys. When it comes to the crypto market, what's the one thing we all got in common?
We never get
out. Good night, y'all.
God bless.
Middle age, baby. Let's do it.